GTA has a really good PB as well. Don't remember exactly what it is, but it's very close to the top of the leaderboard. So
yes,
yeah.
both of these two are veterans of SMB 2J any percent.
Yep.
Grab from GTA, still loses a little bit of time.
Oh, Nifsky barely avoiding that spiny there. I mean, wow.
Yeah, and Fire also does have potential to save time in 4-4 because if you kill Bowser with fire, then the bridge does not crumble and it saves a few seconds. So GTA is not only playing safer, but can also save back some time that was lost from grabbing power-ups in the first place. So it's anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be hard to see like who had the better 2J time, but we can probably gather from any possible mistakes that end up happening later in the run.
Yes.
But yeah, in general, like frame rulers are ahead, but Nifsky could certainly pull off a better 2J time.
Absolutely.
Being Small Mario, but obviously very risky. So we'll see if he's able to pull it off.
Yeah, if he takes a death, then they're even more behind. So we'll see. And also, as Maximum said before, all of it could come crumbling down in SMB3 due to RNG. So
yeah. I mean, actual RNG, like essentially uncontrollable, nothing you can do about it. RNG.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that jump GTA's just did is very precise, and it is required. This game was and Niski taking a death from a bullet bill. That's exactly the scenario I was talking about. Thankfully has a checkpoint. No! Oh, and died to the same bullet. The bullet patterns are random, essentially, when you don't know your frame rule. So, really unfortunate mix of luck and a bit of a mistake, but alright, finished 4-3. He's safe.
Yep. Yeah, he needs to get through 4-4 here without losing another life, though, because the game over would be extremely costly. Ooh, GTA's
missed the Bowser kill.
One or two fireballs short there from the kill, but I mean that's a 2-second loss or so. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, likely won't matter. But you know,
probably.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, and still has fire. That's the important thing, is he didn't take damage.
All right, Nifsky looking pretty good, getting under that fire bar. Pressure's definitely on.
Very infamous level. Here you take a wrong warp, similar to SMB1 and 4-2, except that the way you do it is by clipping into a pipe.
Oh, Nifsky barely missing the 5-1 jump there.
Yeah, Nifsky missing that. That's not ideal. GTA is getting the Devil Spell, as it's called. Wrong warp secured, so he's on his way to World 8.
Yeah, I believe they found out recently that it was supposed to be called like the Devil's Spill, but they just turned it into Spell when the you know, people from the U.S. found out about it, and I guess it's just kind of stuck.
Yeah, I'm not sure of exactly what it's supposed to be, but Devil's Spell is definitely a mistranslation of the original Japanese words. But yeah, so we're seeing Nifsky in 5-2, also going to do Devil Spell, I imagine. GTA's in 8-1, just finishing it up now. Yeah, has a full level lead, essentially, and then some. See if Nifsky can make up some time, or if GTA's can lose some, make it up for them.
Oh, got wall jump pixel there at the end of 5-2. That's going to lose a bit of time. Unfortunate.
And he's still down to 1 life, so if he dies any later...
He died on purpose there.
Yeah, to reset his lives in 8-1.
Reset his lives. So that whole like continue retry thing, Mario 1 has the same thing where you can like continue at the start of the world by like holding the A button and then hitting start instead of just hitting start. But it's like kind of hidden. Like it's
the game doesn't offer it to you.
It's kind of like a cheat code essentially.
Yeah.
But in 2J, because the game's like way harder, they just decided to make it an official thing, which
is good. This game would be unplayable if you can continue.
Yeah.
Alright, GTA's in 8-3. And 8-2 does like a vine climb to get to the end of the level. In this level, we have more Hammer Bros, just like 8-3 of SMB1. Thankfully with fire, clearing them all out is not much of a big deal. And yeah, then you have to do this platform. You have to raise it slightly.
Oh, got the double bop on the Koopa there. Definitely really quick.
Yes.
That's one of my like favorite strats to watch in the run,
yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely. It's very visually
Oh,
entertaining.
did he go for flagpole glitch there?
I think he just bottom pulled.
Okay.
Alright, GTA San 8-4. This level is perhaps the hardest one in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Almost certainly the hardest one in the game.
The 8-4 in Super Mario Bros. 1 has nothing on this 8-4. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, basically the only hard trick in, I mean, if you're doing like a normal 8-4 in Super Mario Bros. 1 is the wall jump, but with this, like every room has a hard trick.
Yeah. Thankfully, GTA survived G room as it's called back there. Lost a little bit of time missing the pipe originally, but still in good shape, finishing well ahead. Assuming there are 2 Bowsers in this, we call one Bruce, the first one, and then there's Bowser, and hopefully both of them give him a good pattern so that he doesn't lose too much time here.
Oh, okay, he clipped in the floor there,
Yeah.
which...
That's a very fun glitch. As Big Mario, you can just run off, and it clips you into the floor because there's an invisible block there.
He went for another clip there, I think. Didn't end up getting
swag
it.
clip,
But gets a
but-
forward
All
Bowser,
right.
and yeah, really good run from GT Ace there.
Yeah, finishing well ahead of the cool kids. So, all right, switching over to SMB2U now.
Oh, Nifsky missed the turnaround jump there.
Yeah, so
Unfortunate.
dying in G room loses a good bit of time.
Well, I don't know if this is the case anymore, but I was about to say, like, yeah, there's a huge gap between the two, but, like, if Cool Kids got 0 hands and Frame Rollers got 3, I'm pretty sure Cool Kids would be ahead. I mean, that's how much of an impact the hands in Super Mario Bros. 3 have.
That's true. Yeah. All right, so we have Simplistic playing SMB2U now. You can see he's starting as Toad. That's because Toad is actually a very fast character in this game because he can pick up any enemy or object, and it will actually make him just run faster. As you can see, he grabbed the Sniffet at the very beginning.
Ooh,
and he's
Nifsky
going
died
to
in
dash through this
8-4
level.
again.
Ooh, 1 life left. He has to really survive this one, because if he has to continue at the start of 8-1, that's multiple minutes of time loss.
So I was gonna mention, there's a lot of people who say like, oh, they released this game in the U.S. instead of 2J because it's like, you know, 2J would have been too hard, but this game is absolutely harder than SMB1. Like it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yes.
And, like especially with all the tricks that they're gonna be doing.
That's true.
And I think its difficulty kind of gets like undervalued a little bit. But I don't know if you want to explain the clip that he did earlier in the level with the Shy Guy.
Yeah. Ooh, Nifsky game overing in
Nifsky
8-4,
game overed.
starting over in the beginning of World 1.
World 8.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, or World 8. Yeah, so the clip in 1-1 of 2U is essentially you grab the enemy after taking damage to it, and then while you still have iframes, you throw it, drop down to the bottom of the ladder, and then start climbing. And then when the enemy hits you while you have iframes, then it pushes you through the floor, and that loads the next area of the game, so you can skip having to wait to blow up a wall. Saves a good amount of time. You also see all these Birdo fights, where you have to defeat them by throwing objects, which is essentially how you beat every boss in this game. And all of the projectiles that Birdo shoots are on a cycle of 64 frames, I believe, which means that it's sort of like the frame on SMB1 and 2J, where if you lose a certain amount of time, it's okay because you can still make the same egg cycle. And similarly, if you lose a little bit of time, sometimes you can miss an egg cycle, and that can really lose a lot of time, especially at the top level of this game. Now you can see Warp to World 4 in 2U, and then in 4-2 is going to take another Warp to World 6. The route of 2U, you play 10 levels for any percent, and yeah, you have to warp from World 4-2 to World 6, and then play through all of World 6, and then World 7. Each world has 3 levels, except for 7-2, well, 7, which has 2 levels. So yeah, Simplistic, just run through the level, holding the enemy, does speed you up a good bit, grabbing the orb at the end.
Yeah, so Nifsky's entering 8-4 again here.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can pull it together and get into the next game.
Got fireworks at 8-3, but that's a small time loss compared to what he's already suffered. So it's all good. Gonna play it safe from here, I imagine. Alright. Yeah, so Simplistics run through this level, and this one, the enemies come at you quick. It can be hard to react. and then gonna go this area as well. This is where you take the warp.
Nifsky's actually getting a mushroom here in 8-4 just to ensure that doesn't.
Oh, and another death. He's not happy.
Yeah. I will mention, like, Nifsky's been grinding SMB1, like,
That's true.
Just full focus past few weeks, so hasn't had much time to focus on 2J, and
that's true.
Especially on console, just probably isn't that used to it.
That's true. Yeah, he did get his first sub 8 2J just a little bit ago. But yeah, so Simplistic's in World 6, and I'm gonna play through this. Has to dig down, avoid the enemies, grab the key. Let's see. Neski's getting back to G room. Hopefully he survives it here.
Alright, just gonna do it as small Mario this time. There
Alright,
you go.
good.
That's what he was going for earlier.
Yeah, playing it very safe here.
So in that room
That's
there,
good.
runners will sometimes do like a fast excel at the start because like you can't just run to the right and jump off the pipe. You don't get up to running speed, so you either have to go to the left and then back to the right, or you can do a fast excel and actually save a lot of time.
Yeah.
But Nifsky's obviously just gonna take it safe here on his last life again.
Yeah, the fast excel is multiple
Getting
frame
another
per-
mushroom
not
just to
here.
ensure you can get past Bruce and Bowser. You can also just clip in the floor here as well,
Yeah.
which is obviously, yeah, that was absolutely the right call.
Yep. And now, even if he takes damage,
Oh, Simplistic
Ooh.
taking a death there. Just barely
Death in
missed it.
6-2.
I mean, that was probably one frame.
yeah, this is
Like-
definitely perhaps the hardest part of the entire run for
Oh, yeah.
2U.
These jumps are super scary. And, like,
Yeah, having to land on enemies
Yeah.
and run off of them. And Niski finishing 2J. Alright, so that means that Stewie will now start 2U.
yeah, so,
They're number of minutes behind at this point.
so yeah, Stewie playing both 2U and SMB3. Stewie is extremely experienced in both games, especially Super Mario Bros. 3. Has been speedrunning the game for a long while. I don't know how many years, but
Yeah.
it'll definitely be cool to see how it ends up going. But
Yeah.
with frame rollers, I mean, they have JT, who is of similar experience to Stewie in Super Mario Bros. 3.
Absolutely.
I know they have like similar PBs in any percent warp list, though. They will be doing any percent no wrong warp, I believe, in this relay,
Yep,
which
for
we'll
sure.
explain more later.
Yes. So yeah, you can see. Oh, and there. So Stewie does the double jump there, where if you jump, you actually land on the corner of an enemy, and that means that it resets your, essentially your jump counter. The game doesn't think you've jumped or thinks you've landed after you jumped, and lets you jump again in the air, which saves a little bit of time over what Simplistic did. Now, all right. Oh, Simplistic just barely escaping death on that boss kill.
insane.
Yeah, slightly clipping into the wall saved him there. Alright. And now Simplistic's in World 7-1, so just this level and one more to go. Here he's going to be doing some fast ladder climbing, where essentially you hold up and left on the controller and then jump off the ladder and then swing it back to the right, and it's a lot faster than just climbing the ladders normally. But it's also very difficult and demanding, especially on a controller where holding diagonals can be tenuous at best. So let's see. Alright, Stewie getting that Birdo kill, and Simplistic getting up to those ladders. Good. Nice ladder climbs. Oh,
Yep. Oh,
almost
had to
took a
dodge
hit.
that. Yep.
Yeah. Nice. Alright. Cool. So now one more Birdo fight, and then he's into the last level. Nice. Very clean. Meanwhile, Stewie's taking the warp to World 4 right now. Alright, so in 7-2, it's a very long level. However, Simplistic's going to be skipping over a large amount of it by just climbing some chains, I guess they are, and jumping off of it to land on the ceiling, an oversight by the developers that allows you to skip over most of the level and just skip to
See
the
him do
fights
it
you have to
right there.
complete.
Perfect.
Yep, perfect. Nice.
So he's just running across the top of the level right now.
Yep.
You can skip like a bunch of rooms here.
Yeah.
And we'll see him come back down in a second here. Yep.
Yep.
Grab the
Oh.
key.
Excellent. Grabbed an egg.
Yep. Get through the door. Perfect.
Cool. Use that key to open that door, and now There's the Hawkmouth fight. Gonna grab a mushroom block in preparation. And then
I think he clipped in the wall again there.
yeah, this game allows you to clip slightly into walls, probably more than it should.
Yeah, I think all four of these games have wall clips like present in them, where you can just clip in the wall if you do the right thing. So.
Yeah. So final boss, Wart. You have to grab vegetables. These run on cycles, just like a lot of other things in the game. And missed the first vegetable. You have to throw it in at him when his mouth is open to do damage, and you have to do. Yeah, you have to do damage 7 times in order to beat him. So probably good to play it a bit safe here.
Ooh, missed another vegetable.
Yeah, I think that's 2 hits so far. And they can be annoying to grab because sometimes you'll be, just not in the way of it, or sometimes it'll be inside of a block when you get a chance to grab it, or...
Yeah, again, with the deficit that the cool kids have, I mean...
Yeah, it's fine to play safe.
They'd have to playing it safe, of course, is the right call, but... I mean, in Super Mario Bros. 3, there'd have to be like an absolute meltdown, I feel, to close this deficit. But you never know, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, if 3 hands, terrible Hammer Bro movements, plus, maybe some misexecution, it's possible. Alright, Simplistic finishing up. SMB2U, very clean run.
Yep. So we're going to be moving over to JT Not for the Super Mario Bros. 3 80% No Wrong Warp run. So... Super Mario Bros. 3 has an any percent category that's actually shorter, but it involves a wrong warp that you do in 7-1.
Arbitrary code execution.
Yeah, you're doing arbitrary code execution to essentially skip to the end credits and complete the game in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So just because like in a race, if you like mess that up, there's really nothing you can do. Oh, right at the start, JT taking a death.
Yeah, that is a hard plant to get over. You get P-Speed here, and P-Speed is very important in SMB3. But then when you get the speed, then you have to do a pretty, not super precise, but a bit precise of a wiggle in order to get over the plant without dying, so it can be missed.
But yeah, for any percent no wrong warp, essentially JT is going to be collecting 2 warp whistles here. Warping is a thing present in all 4 of these games. But what you have to do is get the 2 warp whistles and then use one to get to like the warp zone screen. And if you use another warp whistle on the warp zone screen, you can warp to World 8. So you basically go straight from World 1 to World 8, essentially.
Yeah. So within the levels themselves, you're going to see in 1-3, JT is going to grab a mushroom, and then in the fort, he's going to grab the Tanuki suit in order to fly up and get the second warp whistle. But in this level, he's going to both grab a mushroom and get the first of the warp whistles, which is it's a bit hidden. You have to basically hold down for a number of seconds on this one platform, ideally cutting it as close as possible to get up to speed as fast. And then you run behind the screen, and you end up in this room where you get the first warp whistle. Alright. So yeah, got the mushroom, got the warp whistle, nothing seriously went wrong. Stewie's here finishing up World 6, killing the boss there before moving on. Oh, bit of an issue in Fort for JT, so he's not going to get P-Speed here, he's going to have to get it there. So
yeah,
not a huge time loss.
I'll definitely mention that Super Mario Bros. 3, you have to run a lot longer before you get up to your top speed compared to like Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2J.
Yeah.
So it definitely changes a lot about how the game works. Like if you like, bump something on accident while you're building up speed, it can be like really costly, like because it just throws off your strategy for the entire rest of the level.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so yeah, JT using the 2 warp whistles, getting to World 8.
Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a lot of auto-scrollers here. Not much to say about them. There are some things, generally speaking, the auto-scrollers aren't a challenge for speedrunners because they know the level layout like the back of their hand. They could do these levels in their sleep.
Ooh, Stewie unfortunately took a hit there.
Ooh, yeah. Going to play it. Oh, and a death.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. So in the auto-scrollers in SMB3, there are delag strats you can do where some of the enemies do cause a lot of lag, so trying to eliminate them as fast as possible does actually save a good bit of time.
Yeah, I would like to mention really quick here that JT and Stewie are both wearing the same shirt and the same hat. The hat, of course, being the Mitch Flower Power hat, who I know they've both been watching for a while. He's definitely like the most well-known Super Mario Bros. 3 runner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the shirts, a bunch of people have been wearing those today. Those come from Walmart. I think they cost like $8 or $9.
I'm wearing it.
Yeah, I was wearing mine earlier, but I switched back to my my Maximum shirt, obviously, to just get that brand out there.
Yeah, shilling the YouTube channel.
Yeah, you got to show the YouTube channel, as Bismuth said earlier, you know.
Yep.
But
Stewie taking a hit in
taking another
7-2.
hit. Yeah, I'm going to have to take it safe.
Yeah, definitely going to have to play this safe. JT's just cruising through the auto scroller.
Gotta stay alive, don't get hit. That's about all that there is to the auto scrollers.
Yep. Let's see if he gets up on the ceiling here. Oh, a little bit of trouble.
Let's see.
Not quite catching. You have to. Yeah, there we go.
There he
You
goes.
have to clip slightly into the wall so that you can jump off of it. Because if you just take the chain, it takes you to the next loading area. All right, Stewie. Yep, getting to the key, and then JT's going into his second auto scroller, the Navy. He's going to be grabbing fire here. This is a pretty risky strat to grab fire there. It's really hard actually, because you get pushed by the auto scroller, so it's very easy to miss fire there or to take damage after grabbing it. But he pulled it off expertly, so no problem.
Yeah, and Stewie's entering the final boss here. We'll see if he's able to get an optimal kill here, getting every vegetable.
Yep.
Hopefully he's able to pull it off, because they can definitely use it here. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how JT could lose enough time to close the deficit, but I mean, it's obviously it's possible. I mean,
Anything's possible. Yep. Oh, Stewie.
That one didn't hit.
Yeah, it didn't quite hit. All right. Just a couple more. JT finishing up the Navy. All right, Stewie has finished 2U, and now he's going to be playing SMB3. 2U runners are in a short supply, and Stewie's great at both, so yeah. Gonna have to have that 30-second buffer first. But
Yeah, with Super Mario Bros. 3, there's definitely like a huge portion of the run that's just like auto scrollers, which I know is a bit of a put off for some of the newer runners that are thinking about learning the game.
Yeah.
But I definitely say first of all, if you get past the hands without getting a single, unfortunately
hand.
got one there, but once you get past that, there's definitely a huge spike of adrenaline if you can get past all 3 hands without getting pulled down, because it's a 1 in 8 chance. And I think that's definitely a really unique part about the run, is that you have no idea when you're gonna get past, and the second it happens, if you're on PB pace, you're getting way more nervous, and you're only getting
JT
one
only got
hand
one
there.
hand.
That is definitely lucky.
Yeah. So now even if Stewie gets no hands, then that's only a 15-second time save or so, which is unfortunate because he could have used no hands and JT getting 3 hands to try and close this gap. But Stewie's here in 1-2, got good P speed. Now moving on to 1-3, where we'll grab Mushroom in the first warp whistle. JT is just cruising through the auto scrollers.
Yeah.
Not really much to say
World
about them.
World 8 has a lot of auto scrollers, but right at the end you have Bowser's Castle, and that level is no joke. There's a lot of different tricks you can go for and do.
Yeah.
And having to do it at the end of a run like this, especially if you've gotten no hands, it's definitely a really unique part about the run, is having to do it with that those nerves at play.
The level of pressure you end up feeling when you're on pace in World 8 past the hands, and then you have to just execute perfectly, because there are a few levels: 8-1, 8-2, the Fort, and Bowser's Castle. So so here JT's an 8-1, and you can go for a really early P speed strat, but it looks like you got P speed here, pretty safe. Very clean, and that level's quick. Alright, Stewie's grabbing the second warp whistle, clean World 1, so he's gonna be heading to World 8 now, and then the auto scrollers come forth. JT's in 8-2, and here you have to deal with the sun, which is flying around, and also these note block jumps.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to get hit by that thing, and especially if you're doing any percent warpless and you have the hammer suit, which you have to spend a ton of time getting, and then saves a ton of time
Yeah.
when fighting Bowser, because you can just kill him in a few hits. Whereas with fire, you got to hit him how many times?
Like 40 something.
Yeah, it's insane how many times you have to hit Bowser when you have fire. But yeah, like that's another thing about like any percent warpless specifically is like I feel like it's got to be even more nerve-wracking because it's at the end of like
Yeah, you can't take a hit once you
run.
get hammer suit.
Yes, you can't take a hit once you get hammer suit, and once you get no hands at the end of like a 50-minute run, like that 1 in 8 chance. I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine like the adrenaline spike.
Yeah. All right, JT's getting very clean fort right here. Saved P speed through all the rooms. At the beginning of each room, you have to do a small jump in order to preserve your P speed. If you just run, then you end up losing it. Stewie's still dealing with the first auto-scroller, and JT is going to be going through the last auto-scroller, fittingly. And then onto Bowser's Castle. So a bit of a double auto-scroller here. Not much to say that hasn't been.
Yeah, these are definitely a bit challenging as a casual player, but once you've played them like 1,000 times, like you know exactly like how to not get hit pretty much every single time. So.
Yeah, you can play it in your sleep.
But it's also a time to like, I guess, really test your mental like fortitude, like how well you can control your nerves, because it's definitely a time to reflect like, dude, I'm on PB pace, I got no hands, like I need to have a perfect Bowser's Castle, like. I mean, it's definitely a test of that, and just how well you can keep yourself composed.
Yeah, and as anyone knows who has speedrun before, when you're doing something that you think is easy, it can be easy to lose focus, especially if you're nervous. So these auto-scrollers can definitely be challenging, especially on a good pace.
And
Alright,
Stewie ended up getting the fire grab there.
Yeah, very clean. Alright, JT finishing up the last auto-scroller, gonna head into Bowser's Castle now, and we'll see what strats he goes for. He could play it very safe here. They're pretty reasonably ahead.
Alright, so starting out...
Oh,
we got the clip!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright, you got that clip.
That saves quite a bit of time, and we'll see if
it
he...
saves a few seconds.
This clip here is a bit easier, and he ends up getting it, which is great.
Yeah, with that clip, it's very easy to miss the... climb up onto the block, the duck jump there. But alright, he's already getting into Bowser. That was very fast.
Yeah, there's another clip you can do that's like a lot riskier.
And it requires a wall jump as well.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But he obviously, I mean, he took, I guess, what you could call the safe route and does it perfectly. But yeah,
Yeah, and he's
just
playing
gotta,
out safe on Bowser as well.
There it is.
All right.
Spam Bowser with the fireballs.
Yep. So once he enters the door, it'll be time.
Yeah, that's gonna about do it. Yeah, there's a long fanfare to wait through as well.
And there we go.
Time.
36-24. Very good.
Yeah. Really good run from the frame rollers.
All right, Stewie grabbing, getting first hand. Hopefully that's all.
Okay, dodges the 2 hammers there. That's good.
Yeah. The 99% hand, as we refer to the first one. Let's see.
All right, got through. So both runners getting one hand.
Yes.
Definitely fortunate.
And then just run through the auto-scrollers.
So we'll see if Stewie ends up going for any like swag strats in Bowser's Castle. Because there's nothing to lose, I guess. But I don't know. He'll most likely take it safe, or what you would refer to as safe, because I mean,
better to just finish.
Yeah, for sure. And losing fire, like, it doesn't lose as much time as losing hammer suit, but it still does lose time because you have to like kill Bowser the normal way, where he just like ground pounds the floor like 4 times. And
you just have to wait and wait and wait.
Yeah, it's not that engaging as a fight when you just have to like stand there and jump out and all of that. The fire is definitely you know, the more interesting way to take on Bowser. Oh, he got
Taking
hit
damage.
there.
He still has opportunities for a regrab.
Yeah, he can regrab for sure.
Yep. But it does make this level a little more challenging.
It does. It's the same concept with Super Mario Bros. 1. If you don't have fire, like, the game is just harder because you can't, like, kill enemies that are in your path. And it really does test your game knowledge, like, if you know how to beat every level optimally with both fire and not with fire.
Yeah,
so.
that's a really impressive part about SMB3 runners is that they know how to deal with every level, with every possible state that Mario is in, because they might have to.
Alright, unfortunately got hit again there.
Looks like he's damage boosting.
Oh, gotcha.
Perhaps just to get through.
Oh, the sun.
Yeah, dying to the sun there.
There's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah, it just gets in the way sometimes, especially when you're small Mario and you can't take a hit. It's very unfortunate. Oh.
Yeah, it's going through
Looks like he's going here to grab fire. Or grab a mushroom at least. But
see, personally, I didn't even know this room existed. So
you're a commentator.
That shows you how much more they know than I do. I mean, they know every single level in this game, like forward and back. Yeah. Like, it's truly impressive. Because like Super Mario Bros. 3 is a long game. Like I forgot how long the 100% run is.
It's about an hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 10 minutes. I mean, the quote unquote 100% run of Super Mario Bros. 1 is under 19 minutes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're basically having to like know 5 times as much stuff about the game to like
pull off a
successful run in that category. Yep.
Let's see if he is able to retain P speed through all these rooms, get through it cleanly. That's good. Nice. Yeah, when you hit that P switch right there, you have a pretty short amount of time to get to the door, so manage that beautifully. Alright, very nice. Nice and clean. Alright. So, one more auto-scroller, and then Bowser's Castle for Stewie.
So yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, if he ends up getting hit here, is there even an opportunity to regrab fire before the Bowser fight?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably, but maybe not. He, could just play it out with small Mario.
Yeah.
It does lose time, but at this point, it doesn't matter. But we'll see what happens. Although this, I don't think he'll take damage here. It is possible to take damage.
Yeah, I was talking
Bowser's
more
Castle.
so in Bowser's Castle. Yeah.
That is possible. Yeah, and especially if you're already partway through the room right before Bowser, you get P speed and you're running through pretty quick, and it can be easy to take damage to a fireball. And if that happens, yeah, you just have to go small Mario, which it loses time, but gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, finishing up this auto-scroller and on to the last level.
Alright, so we'll see if he ends up getting the same clips that JT did here in Bowser's Castle. I'm sure he'll probably be going for the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not Bowser's Basement, so...
Alright,
he also got the
first
clip.
Let's go.
Alright. Clips in SMB3 are largely sub-pixel based, which means that they're not...
let's see it. Oh! Okay,
excellent.
he can retry it, though, and perfect.
Yeah,
got it there on the second try. That'll do, for sure.
Yep. And now he just has to not take damage in this last room, and we're all good. Oh. Even a bit of slow movement is fine, just don't take damage. There we go. And then, of course, there is a Bowser pattern that he can do that can just completely randomly make you take damage, and there's nothing you can do about it, but he does not get that.
Yep.
And
it's a really quick kill there.
All right.
Let's go.
Very nice.
So it looks like, is that barely a sub 43 there?
Yeah, should be. Yeah. Yeah, mid 5x.
All right.
54. All right, well, congratulations to both teams. Frame Rollers, congratulations on the victory. Cool Kids did great as well.
Yeah, had some really good runs there. Like, I know JT's Super Mario Bros. 3 was super clean.
That was a very clean
Yeah,
run,
I
yes.
mean-
And the 2U runs were also both really good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they were about even. In
Yeah,
terms of time. Yeah.
pretty close, yeah.
So.
Yeah, awesome showcase. Thanks to all the runners for being a part of this. Mm-hmm.